Man, it's good to be back. All right, let's get into this. Today we're talking about a Jordan retro sneaker, not in a retro OG special colorway, but something that is very, very dope. And I do really love the fact that Yeezys have happened and there was some, Cactus Jack hype and RIP Virgil hype, because that has drawn a lot of attention away from the classic retro Jordan models and silhouettes. Retro Jordans are more or less kind of for the older sneakerheads. I think definitely older sneakerheads that grew up in the 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s, really do appreciate the Jordan silhouettes. They mean more to us than the younger kids today for obvious reasons, right? We grew up watching Jordan play, even in the tail years. You couldn't escape the aura of Michael Jordan if you grew up in the 80s and 90s. It just didn't happen, even going into the early 2000s. So because of all that, I love that some, if not many, Jordan retro releases really fly under the radar and don't get a ton of hype and don't have crazy resale, except for the obvious true retro OG colorways. The fact that you can get so many great Jordan retro releases in dope colorways for retail or below retail, I love it, and I want to continue to see it forever. Today we are talking about the Jordan 3 in this Patchwork Camo colorway, and you get so much more than just a kind of crazy look here. We're gonna get into it, but first we have to take a closer look. Alright guys, welcome back, and now that you've seen a closer look of these bad boys right here, welcome. My name is Steve. If you're new here, consider joining the fam. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I want you guys to be a part of it. Your likes, comments, subscription, the engagement. You guys are what makes the sneaker channel great. It's not me, it's you. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Also, check out my helpful links down in the description below. Protective shoe spray and cleaning kits to keep your kicks clean. My favorite sneaker books, as well as links to cop these bad boys if they are available. These ones, unfortunately, are not, but resale is not crazy. You can get your hands on these for a fair price. These are the Jordan 3s. No introduction needed, one of the best Jordan models of all time, and this one gives you so much more than just a cool looking camo colorway. Obviously, camouflage prints have been in and around fashion. It seems like they feel cyclical, but they're always kind of a part of some kind of look or something, right? If it's not camo cargo pants, it's camo flannels or camo jackets or camo hats. There's always some kind of camo print happening within fashion. So needless to say, these things are probably going to have decent longevity in terms of wearability in the long term within your wardrobe if you are so inclined. What I love about these first and foremost, other than it be a Jordan 3 in a beautiful silhouette, is the mix of materials that you get with this shoe. Aside from all these colors, you've got twill, you've got ripstop, you've got canvas, you've got suede. There's so much material variation happening here, and it really lends to the physical and visual texture of the sneaker and gives it just that much more going on, making it such a more interesting shoe than most you would see, especially at this standard price point, not a premium price point. Still a $200 sneaker, let's not get confused, but not a crazy upsell like these Swarovski Air Force Ones I just dropped, which, why? But this is a premium shoe. Lots of cool materials, looks to be pretty well built in my opinion, and you can get it for a reasonable, regular, old, everyday, standard retail price. That's what I love. Now, let's talk about the colors that we have going on here. Obviously, it's called the Patchwork. You can see why they named it the Patchwork, because you got so many different types of prints happening on this shoe, but it's not done in a patchwork sense in that it's, haphazardly different pieces sewed together. It's more or less different panels with different patterns. I like that. I don't want it to be too patchwork quilty where it looks like it's kind of hodgepodge and salvaged from different materials. Maybe if it was done in the right way by the right designer, it could work, but I think this is a much more safer way to go by just taking the whole panels and making them their own pattern and all playing within the same color palette. So lots of earthy browns, a little bit of greens here and there. You get black in here, but then there's some nice accents of that bright hunter orange. You see that really high visibility orange you see in hunter clothing, obviously to keep them safe while they're out actually hunting. You have little hits of that on the sneaker as well. Most prominently on the outsole, you see it near the toe and with the Jordans spelled out across the bottom of the heel there. And then behind the tongue, you got a little touch of it. So it just kind of ever so slightly peeks up behind the tongue. Not overdone, but you do get more of that hunter orange on the laces. So you get 2 extra pairs of laces. You get the orange, like I said. You also get a nice brown that can kind of really monotone this thing out. I personally like these black laces the way they are. I would probably go with the orange as well to create some nice contrasting pop. I don't foresee myself going with those brown laces. They just seem like, to me, it's going to be too monotone. So you can see the nice hits of suede here, the canvas, the ripstop. The most bold camo print is here, and then you've got some more solid colors as well as some more subdued prints. Then on the flip side, a little bit more variation here. You get more suede around the toe box, and then there's like a trifecta of materials here. You've got the suede, you've got the twill, feels like, and then you've got the canvas across the top of the toe box, the black rubber midsole, white accent here, visible air unit, all nice contrasting, but all works well together. A really well put together sneaker for how much is going on with this. They're keeping it cohesive with so many different moving parts, if you will. In a lot of ways, it's very complex, but it works so well together, it doesn't feel overwhelming or like they're doing too much. You do get some differences between the 2 sneakers, so you'll see the tongues are different colors. You can see the prints are changed up depending on what side of the shoe and what shoe you're looking at between the right and the left. I like that's a nice little touch. It kind of adds to that patchwork quality, that kind of feel that they were going for, but again, it doesn't overdo it. You know, I could be swayed to just keeping all of it the same. You really do, when you have them side by side here, you really do see a lot of the differences, and that kind of threw me off a little bit visually looking at them, but you know, it's just growing on me, and it's just a thing that your eye is going to more or less forget after a while. The last really cool element and why I feel like this sneaker definitely is a little bit more underrated in terms of how much you get is the back here. You'll see you've got the classic Jordan Jumpman logo there embroidered, but then you have here the what looks like the shape of that more modern Air Jordan like retro wings logo that you see on some of the Jordan low sneakers and things like that. It's got a kind of fuzzy Velcro friendly feel to it because you get 2 pieces of Velcro patches with the shoes, and they say Nike Air, classic Nike Air logo done in a nice color to complement the rest of the sneaker. But take it even a step further. Obviously this gives you a little bit of customization, but maybe you can go out and find some other dope Velcro patches to put on the back of these that can fit in with the color scheme, maybe something a little more bold. That's a really dope element that you can make this shoe even more your own if you choose to. Usually we just can swap out laces. This gives you a little bit more variability in making this sneaker uniquely yours. For fit, guys, I went with my true size. When it comes to Jordan Retros, from the 1s to basically the 18s or 19s, I will always go true size. I might vary as they get newer and newer, but for these 3s, true size. Same size I go with my Air Force 1s, same size I go with like a pair of Ultra Boosts. Nice wider platform, very easy shoe to put on a rock casual sneaker. Of course, court capability, but we're not buying retro 3s, especially in colorways like this, to really go and hooping anymore. So overall, I definitely recommend the sneaker because 1, it's a dope, unique colorway. It's really well built, lots of cool materials, visual texture, physical texture, lots of different things happening here, but still holding it together and not going overboard. I love that you can get this for at retail or below retail or just a little bit above. The resale's not crazy, the hype isn't crazy. Quality pair of sneakers that's going to go with a lot of different looks and fits because these neutral earth tones, these browns, these greens, these blacks can really go with a lot. You won't have trouble pairing this. So if you're into it, definitely get your hands on a pair. And so that does it for me on this video of the Jordan 3 Patchwork Camo, super dope colorway. Let me know what you think about them down in the comments below. I will hit you back. I try to be the CEO of responding to comments, so I will do my best. As long as you're not talking too crazy, I'll hit you back. Also, consider joining the fam if you haven't already. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I want you guys to be a part of it. Your likes, comments, subscription, engagement. You guys are what makes the sneaker channel great. It's not me, it's you, and I appreciate each and every last one of you. Also, check out my helpful links down in the description below. Protective shoe spray and cleaning kits to keep your kicks clean, my favorite sneaker books, as well as links to cop usually, but no links to cop for these bad boys. Go to your secondaries and get your hands on a pair. Now, with all that being said, hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.